tough question. It's for £100,000. Or you're off the wheel and you can't return. It's a huge sum of money. I really hope it's right. Is it gallbladder?
Today, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a very interesting guest. We call her the Golden Girl. She is the winner of the whooping £100,000 at the BBC program The Wheel. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Nyarai Nyachiru. Please welcome Nyarai to the program. Nyarai.
Hello everyone.
So tell me, before we start, can you start by introducing yourself so that people get to know you?
Right. Well, I'm Nyarai Nyachura, married to Jeremiah, a mother of 3. They're all adults now, yes.
That's lovely. You see, even the time I was watching you on the telly, the time you won the £100,000, you were just bubbly. Is this your character?
It is. I've always been. I'm all out there for good fun. I've always been bubbly, yes.
Lovely. So, Nyarai, how did you end up on the show, if I may ask? Because everybody has been wondering, like, people are always out there and they don't know how to, how did you end up being on this show?
Right. So, I mean, it's a well-known show, and I have watched it before.
All right.
With one of my clients, and it just came up, and I said to myself, because I used to watch it, and people were winning really life-changing money, and I just sat there and I said, do you know what? I even said this to my client. I said, look, one day I'm going to be on it. I'd love to be on that show and win life-changing money, and that was that. I mean, long story short, the key thing is I didn't just sit there and dream about it. I actually applied. So there's action that always has to follow.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I just didn't say, I would love to do this. No, I did something. So I took a step. So what did I do? So I applied to the show. I mean, with the hope that I will be chosen, because I really desired to be on it. So long story short, so there I was, went on the show, and I won.
Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Nyarai Nyachuri here. I'm just trying to think myself, like, if I'd won £100,000, wow. And also, just your reaction when you won the 100. What was going through your mind when you won the £100,000? When they say £100,000 you just won.
Oh my goodness! I'm telling you, it's so surreal. I mean, I was numb. I was excited. It's just a mixture of feelings at the time. It's like, really? I mean, has this really happened? So the excitement, I can't even describe it, guys. It's undescribable. But it's a lovely feeling. I might add.
You know what? I watched the show. They were sitting on the chair, and then there was this young man who came to you running after you. Can you take me to that moment when this young man ran like a 16-year-old? I think you hugged, you guys embraced, and then you asked if it was like happening or was it real? Can you take me through that day? So let's just take us through that day. What happened?
So obviously he was in the background while this was all happening, but him coming, I mean, I knew he would be as excited as I was, because, I mean, we've been on this journey together. So just seeing him come and comfort me at such a moment, it has never been done on the show, by the way. So it was just so special. And the excitement in him just made my day, really. And I mean, on our way, obviously, to the show, we were talking about it, and I was kind of saying to him, I'm coming back with big money. And he was like, yeah, right. Yeah, right. Don't get too excited. Yeah. So it was, going back to that, it was such a lovely moment to have to share it. I mean, £100,000 is a lot of money, guys.
That's just something else. It's really something else, honestly.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think, after that moment, on your way home, what was going through your mind?
Oh my goodness, I'm thinking I must call my mother. So she was the first one I called in the car. And I called and she was overexcited, and we were like, do we tell the kids?
Oh.
Or do we keep it a secret? I mean, how do we keep a straight face if you've just won £100,000? So we had to wait, we had to park the car somewhere and just sort of try and take it all in. We were like, really?
Wow. And when you say you wanted to call your mother, so where are you from originally?
So originally I'm from Zimbabwe,
Right.
but my mum has always been here. I mean, she came when I was 2 years old, really, as a nurse. In them
Right.
days they were recruiting nurses. So my mother has always been in the UK. Yeah, so that's more or less the reason why then, later on, after I finished all my education, I was married, I had already my children, then I came over, just to, for the opportunity like you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now that you've got this whooping £100,000, how has been life for you ever since that day? Because I've been seeing you on the news, I've been seeing you on the media, all media platforms, newspapers, magazines. Take me through that journey.
I mean, I'm still numb. I'm still in shock. It's like you kind of look at yourself and you say, is this really happening? Slowly, I've sort of accepted it. And I mean, if it happens to other people, surely, it should happen to me, and it has. And I'm ever so grateful. It's like you look at your life. Nothing has changed. I'm still the same person, might I add. I'm still the same person, but the excitement is there. The desires have always been there. So to be able to win that life-changing money at this stage in our life and be able to fulfill those desires, guys, come on. It's absolutely amazing. Really.
I can imagine
Really?
that. And I think I remember one of the newspapers, it was written, clever Milton Keynes woman wins life-changing amount on the BBC show, the Will. And your neighbors, workmates, how have they been seeing you?
Oh, I've got really good neighbors around here. So they've been really supportive, and they've watched it. So
imagine.
it was like, they were absolutely happy for me, which is good, which is absolutely good, yes.
Taking you back to the show, how did you prepare for the show? Because, if you're watching on telly at home, trust me, every time they ask you a question, like, where are you getting these questions from? Because I don't think those questions are easy. And just for you to prepare for such questions, that's hard.
Yeah.
And I'm slowly believing this guy who wrote about you being a clever Milton Keynes woman. So how did you prepare for this show?
Right. So you can never fully prepare.
Yeah?
Never fully prepare, because the questions are very random. I mean, random. It could be anything. So I went in, I was positive from day one. I mean, I used to tell my family and my husband, I used to tell them, look, I'm going on this show, I am positive, I've won. I had that confidence in me that I had already won. So even on our way, I mean, there were videos I took of myself in the car, and I'm singing, I'm very relaxed. My husband is looking at me in the corner of the eye thinking, is this woman real? I mean, hello? I remember at one time he said to me, hang on a minute, miss, I think you're overconfident. I don't want problems driving back. You need to pipe it down. So it was, I was really, I mean, the mindset was like, look, I'm in it to win it. And I had already won, really, in my spirit, in my thinking. So when I went, I was really positive. I just took everything on board. I was there. I was in the moment. And I remember the one thing I did even before I went, I made a prayer to God, and I said, the last answer the winning question. I must know it. And to be honest, to be fair,
Yeah.
I knew that answer for that question in my head. I knew it. So that was absolutely. You can't prepare yourself. You can't. But to win, there's a feeling. Can't describe. There's a feeling when you win. Oh my goodness!
I'm having goosebumps actually having you talk about it. Like I'm feeling like if it happened to me, I'm start thinking like, okay, that's £100,000. I start converting it to the rand. If I convert it to the South African rand, that's 2.4 million.
So I'm a millionaire.
You are a millionaire.
I didn't think of
millionaire.
I didn't think
I'm
of
having
it like
goosebumps
that.
every time you're mentioning it. It's just I feel like I'm like if it was me who had won it, I don't know what I'll be doing. Probably I would have collapsed on stage and So one moment which was very emotional on stage.
Yeah.
After that had been announced that she just won £100,000. I remember when your husband ran on stage.
Yeah.
Right. You mentioned that he's been your childhood sweetheart.
Yeah.
Where is her husband? What's her husband's name?
Jeremiah, where are you?
Jeremiah, where are you?
He's here. He supported me all the way.
Yeah.
He's my childhood sweetheart.
Oh.
I was 17, he was 19. I'm 56, he's going to be 60 soon. Love of my life.
Oh, stop.
He supported me all the way. Guys, thank you so much. Everyone, thank you so much, Michael.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Here he comes. It's
Oh, my God.
Is this true?
It is.
It's true.
Oh, my God.
Naraya's won you and your family £100,000 tonight.
Oh, man.
Amazing.
Oh, my God.
want
This
you
is
to-
life-changing.
How does that make you feel, Jeremiah?
I was speechless. Couldn't even breathe.
Good things happen to good people.
Yeah.
You've got to remember that.
Good things. And an amazing thing has happened to you. I love your story. I love that you're childhood sweethearts. And we are so, so happy to give you this incredible sum of money tonight. The winner of the wheel, £100,000. It's Naraya and her lovely husband, Jeremiah.
Can you just describe your relationship, probably how you met, and because it's a story that most people, even right now, we've got a lot of couples that are coming from Africa to the UK, and under these programs, the COS and stuff like that. And I think you've been seeing it on the social platforms, how many marriages are, being broken because of money. To say that, okay, probably the woman is the one who's the breadwinner and husband's not working. So many marriages are being affected, but then when you talked about your childhood sweetheart, so many years, I felt like there's still hope in relationships, there's still hope in marriages. Can you just take us through that journey? And also, how can you advise some of these couples that the lady is the breadwinner and the husband at the moment probably is not, and then how they can keep that relationship?
Oh, yeah, by all means. So obviously, we met a long time ago. A long time ago. It seems like yesterday.
Yeah.
But we met, I was young, so was he. And we sort of grew in our relationship because I was still at school. I had to finish my school. So, a long story short, I think what the key thing was we just sort of clicked. And as we sort of grown older in our relationship and we got married, I think the key thing in every relationship is trust.
Amen.
You have to trust. So at the beginning, when you're dating and you sort of tell each other what is your thing, so trust is one of what matters to me. So we sort of shared that. So having to have that trust, me in him, and him in me, so that really was a game changer. And I think, for me especially, was love. I loved him. I loved Jeremiah. The love that is unconditional. I really, and I still do up to now, really, I loved him. Genuine love. And the thing with genuine love, you're not looking at material things.
Right.
You're not looking at whether he has money or hasn't money. You're not looking whether he has a job or not. Because you're looking at together. Together. You know, we will do it. So it has always been that love for him. I have that much love for him. You know, to the point that we've journeyed to come into the UK together with our children. Life, even in Zimbabwe, it's hard. You know, where in Zimbabwe especially, we expected the man as the breadwinner. That's our culture, that's how we do things. The man is the breadwinner.
Yeah.
So he's the one to go out there, get the house, get the cars, get all the flashy things while the woman is just at home. So there's quite a lot of pressure there. But when coming here, there was a little bit of a game changer.
Yeah.
You know, he can't now expect me to do the little things. I mean, he needs now to help me.
Sure.
I mean, every small things just to sort of help and ease the pressure. Because now I'm also out working long hours, and so is he. He realized it himself. He realized, oh, I need to help.
Sure.
And he did, and it takes the pressure off the woman, because we still have our children are younger. They were still young when we came. So long story short, it's about that genuine love and that trust.
Sure.
So even in this country, you know, people, we are working in and out and in and out, and it's also about not losing that self-respect.
Yeah.
For your husband. Even though I've won £100,000, it doesn't make me a man. I'm still his wife. You know, so it's not about you know, it's about knowing my place in the marriage,
Sure.
valuing the marriage, guys.
Sure.
Yeah, I hear these things on social media. Even some people that we've known and grown up with, and now they are separate because of all sorts, not going too much into detail. So it's a valuing the marriage, valuing the relationship. Jeremiah has become my friend. I've known him that long. So, I mean, for those young couples, I know coming into the country, there's a lot of changes. I mean, it's a different country.
Sure.
The work pattern is absolutely crazy, especially if you've got younger children. So it's about the two of you working together.
Sure.
You know, just working together, just talking to each other. Your husband and wife, hello. You know, have a conversation, what's working, what's not working, and just try and work at it together, because it breaks my heart, you know, to see, you know, marriages broken and people going separate ways, and it's always the kids that suffer in the end. Trust me. Yeah.
Then if you relocate to the UK, can we still say that there are roles in a marriage when people relocate from Africa? Because I've seen that this is where most of the arguments and some of the things that are leading to some of the marriages being broken, in terms like, is the man still the head of the family, or things change when people relocate? I mean, it's I mean, just trying to see from your angle.
Yeah.
You've got a childhood sweetheart. You've got an amazing story to tell, and you are a good example that will say, look, marriages still exist.
Yeah.
Real love, true love still exists. So I'm just coming from that angle to say, what's your take on that one?
Right. So, I mean, the man is always, whether I have money or not, he is the head of our family.
Yeah.
He is the head of our family. Having the man as the head of my family, and he's the one bringing in the ideas. What Jeremiah did, and he will explain it himself, but what he did, what I know he did, was he realized the strengths that are in me.
Sure.
He realized this woman is good at that,
Sure.
and is good at that. And guess what he did? He supported me. Where most men would then suppress you and say, oh, you're being big-headed, who do you think you are? You're a woman. Instead, he humbled himself, and he knew my wife is good at that, and
Right.
she's good at that. And so he supports me in that. And sometimes he comes home with these ideas. I've come across this. You will be good at that. So it's about, we're not in a competition. I mean, when we started in our marriage, it was like a competition. who's earning more money. I'm not joking. It was a competition. Who's earning more money? Who's got a better job? Who's doing this?
But look at you now.
Yeah. But then, I think it's a phase in the marriage, really. And you get to a point where it's not a competition. We're not competing. Hello.
I've known you for so many years.
Hello.
Come on.
I mean, it's we're together. But it takes time. I mean, it's a journey to get to that point where you realize it's not a competition. Actually, he's my best mate. You know, he's got my best interest in heart. It's about supporting in his dream. So he's the one that dreams. He knows my strength, so he supports me. So I make that dream. Can you see how he completely...
I can totally understand.
He comes out with the dreams.
I'm seeing the picture.
He sees the potential I have in making this dream come true. So he comes, he supports me. I make the dream happen. So it's teamwork.
Sure.
I take pride. I'm a very good cook. I'm not even saying it. My family will tell you. It's something I enjoy.
Lovely.
You know, and my husband enjoys my meals. So the kitchen is really my domain. You know, I like being in the kitchen. So what am I saying? I enjoy cooking for my husband. You know, I don't mind him there to help me. Like, okay, can you? What we've done recently is I do the cooking, he does the washing up. You know, but then in our culture, if a man is doing the washing up, it's like, oh, hello. We are in a different world.
True.
And it helps. Imagine I've done all the cooking, we've eaten, and it's lovely. And then it's like, don't worry about the dishes, I'll do them. It doesn't make him less of a man, does it?
Nope, it doesn't.
He's still a man. So that's how the men can sort of chip in. I mean, I'm not saying do this. This works well in my household. But find the little things, you know, that makes your marriage work. I mean, you're tired from work, he gives you a full body massage. I mean, what's wrong with that?
Oh, Jeremiah, I love this man already. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, to all those who've joined us, welcome to the Twa Penguin podcast, where you find your voice. I'm your host, Twa Penguin. Not forgetting our partners and sponsors, ZimLab. So, big up to ZimLab, and thank you for supporting us all the time. And if you want any ZimLab regalia, you can see the cape I'm wearing, you can see the t-shirt I'm wearing. It's all ZimLab. So yeah, back to the topic at hand. I can see that you're wearing good things happen to good people.
Yeah.
What's the story behind good things happening to good people?
So, when I was on the wheel and I had won, and
Yes.
the person that's helped me win on the last question was Jordan North.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he came up with this iconic statement. Apparently, his grandmother
Yeah.
told him that good things happen to good people. And it's really true. I resonate with it and I'm running with it. Hence, I went and I sort of had these t-shirts printed out. Because to be fair, it's a way of encouraging, really. Just good people out there. Just being good, just being kind to one another.
Sure.
Just not looking down on each other, just to build each other and help each other and hold each other's hands and just do good to someone. I mean, it will make a better community. So it's a message really out there to just say good things happen to good people.
How have you been managing all that, like supporting your husband, and also are you actively part of that? Or because I know that your husband is part of the Zimbabwe Heritage Festival. And how have you been supporting that and managing just to support your husband in that? Because I think that's mind training as well, just dealing with events and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, it is, yes. So in that respect, I've always been in the background. After all that, and people had fun and all the rest of it, little do they know the work that really goes.
It comes back to you.
In the background. It comes back to me. So I'm the one doing all the massages massaging his shoulders, saying, it's okay, Jeremiah, you'll be fine.
Sometimes things don't go according to plan.
Exactly.
I've
Half the
seen
time
him
they don't
active.
even go according to plan. So I'm the one saying, oh, sit down, I'll make you a nice meal. Sit down, do you want a cup of tea? Don't worry about that. You know, I'm the one in the background supporting, because I know that's his desire. That's really his desire. That's what he wants to do. So a good wife, I should be there by his side to support me. Sometimes it's really bad. It's not even going the way we want. But to have that, to be able to come home to that calm, supportive household. You know what I mean?
True.
I mean, I'm not saying things are perfect. There's times when I want to scream, you know, but I have to pick my moments and the times. You know, the timing has to be right. So it's about supporting him as a house, because we are still a household. I mean, we need to sort of have a household, still have our friendship in it, and still we are parents as well. And we do have jobs outside. So it's about managing, you know, it's about managing all that.
I can totally...
I mean, I could go on and on.
I know, I can actually totally understand that, because when you work on stuff like that, people don't really understand the work that's done on the background.
Yes.
That there's a lot that happens.
Yeah.
I mean, for your husband to just go out there and look nice, presentable like it always is in front of people.
Thank you. Yeah.
You know, people look at Jeremiah.
Yeah.
But do they look in Nyarai? You know, it's that thing that Nyarai is always there for Jeremiah. And that's really a lovely story. So Nyarai, just to wrap this up, now, where to after winning this £100,000? What's the plan?
That's a very good question. That's a very good question. So obviously now is the time to make those dreams a reality.
True.
You know, come on guys, £100,000 is a lot of money. For me personally, for our family. You know how we work year in, year out, and we do businesses and we hustle in the background.
Sure.
And we can see the money literally going in and out of our accounts, but to have it, £100,000 in your account, cash, it's like, hello. So so it's about making the dreams come true. We have desires. We you know, I mean, the time is just right. And the other thing, I think these things happen because when we've won it, it will seem as if we've won it. It's been a journey, guys.
True.
I mean, that's a podcast for another day. The whole journey.
True.
It's been a journey.
True.
So I think God's timing again is just perfect.
The best time.
To have got this money right now, it seems the right time, the perfect timing. Maybe, just maybe, if I'd got it 20 years ago, I'm off to Dubai. You know?
Of course.
Forget the marriage, I'm off.
You're off, gone.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's about the timing. God must have seen the maturity in me as a person, in me as a wife.
Sure.
And had I left my marriage, I probably wouldn't have wanted this, because God has given it in line with this marriage unit we've kept alive.
Sure.
Do you know what I'm saying?
True.
So because I'm still with him, I've stuck with him, and he's stuck with me in and out.
True.
You know, it's a way of now you can have it together. So moving away from the marriage and I'm doing my own, I probably wouldn't have won it. That's just my thinking. So yes, I mean, life is just begun. You know, it's like, at my age, you're kind of thinking retirement and all this thing. Hello, it's from retirement to the labor ward. What do I mean? I'm not pregnant or anything.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
What I mean is like, it's a new life.
True that.
It's like you're starting. I mean, we are starting. Our life is only just begun. Hallelujah. Sure. Glory to God, my tired.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard for yourself. We had Nyarai, the winner of the whooping £100,000 from the wheel. I mean, she is our golden girl. She is bubbly as ever. And Nyarai, thank you so much for coming on the Toa Penguin podcast, where you find your voice. And thank you so much for being inspirational to whoever was watching.
Thank you.
So till we meet again, thank you so much, and God bless you all.
Thank you.